For the better and the worse, the gaming community can hardly universally agree on something. Whether it's about unnecessary graphic effects applied to a game, I'm looking at you motion blur, nor if pre-orders should be boycotted or not. But one particular thing seems to manage the impossible and unifies us all. The war against performance loss and for game perseverance. Denuvo, that one anti-temper antagonist we all despise. But what if I tell you that this DRM solution has another malicious trick up its sleeve? Buckle up, this will be a wild ride. I initially planned to finish my videos covering Dredge and our recent vacation in Greece, before jumping into Dead Island 2, which press copy arrived a few days ago. As patience is anything but one of my strengths, I couldn't help and still wanted to take a quick look at the new zombie RPG by Deep Silver. Thing is, this game ended up as Epic Games Store exclusive, and making those run on Steam Deck is usually quite a ride. While the game really shines on PC and the Aya Neo 2, I knew that the game would take additional work on deck. So I took it for a spin and went down the usual route, installing EGS as non-Steam game via desktop mode, download the game and try messing around with different compatibility layers until the game would run. Fast forward a few hours, I've ended up not only trying this method, but also digging deeper into the Heroic Games launcher and Lutris. Both have been proven useful for quite some time now, though I normally really try to dodge the bullet in this regard, as I rarely play EGS exclusives on deck at all. That being said, I should mention that I've been messing around with a dedicated pre-release version of the game, which is different to the release client. The latter seems to run fine on Steam Deck with some prefix tweaks, hence all those release reports showcasing exactly that. But that's not what this video is about. During my testing, I've discovered an issue that potentially will, in its current form, have a massive impact on handheld gaming in the long run. After tinkering around for hours trying to get Dead Island 2 up and running, all the while I was able to play the game on both PC and the Neo 2, at some point a different pop-up showed up. Sorry, something went wrong. For solutions, please visit this random website. I have to admit, this by itself didn't really impress me, as I'm used to clicking those away and trying my luck again to reproduce this issue. Though, no matter what I've tried, that error message has proven to become the ultimate gatekeeper for all my plans to try this game on Steam Deck for the time being. Frustrated by the outcome, I called it a day and went back to my other stuff. Little did I know that this odyssey was far from over, and I was just to discover the most malicious issue of Denuvo's anti-temper mechanism I've ever seen. Just like you will now discover where to get this fancy white clear shell I'm using on my Steam Deck. Long ago I was contacted by someone over Reddit, who asked if I was interested in trying out a prototype of their very first Steam Deck accessory to give them some honest feedback. Fast forward to today, it's amazing to see how JSOC grew to a company that chases new ideas for deck accessories in such a profound way. And oh boy, do they deliver. That transparent backplate right here? It's one of their new backplates called Clear Edition, which come in 6 different colors. I was initially planning to go for the purple one, as my childhood has been shaped by a transparent Game Boy Color that came in deep purple. But then I noticed how amazing the crystal backplate looked and went for it. You maybe noticed already, but the JSOC's backplates are not only transparent, but also come with 2 additional gimmicks which really grew on me by now. First, an aluminum alloy heatsink, which increases the deck's thermal capacity, letting it stay boosted for a longer period of time. Secondly, and those are really amazing, 3 dedicated sets of back buttons in different shapes and sizes. Basically vanilla, vanilla plus, and my personal favorite, an inverted design. You really gotta try out the latter by yourself, since everyone's taste is different and especially the inverted buttons don't do all that well with protective cases. But make sure to check them out, and while you're at it, take a look at all the other cool stuff they have in store. All links in the video description down below. Thanks for JSOCs to not only let me try out their products, but also sponsor today's video. Anyway, after a stressful day, I still decided to give the zombie-infested Los Angeles another try, but this time around on the Aya Neo 2. But my oh my, guess what pop-up jumped into my face? Okay then. Let's follow that link and see what's the problem, shall we? As it turns out, it's Denuvo spitting in my tech tinkerer's face. The support article claims I can no longer authenticate on new devices and have to wait 24 hours to try again. Long story short, trying to get Dead Island 2 running on Steam Deck through both desktop and game mode by using multiple different compatibility layers after having the game installed on my PC already effectively locked me out of the game completely. I mean, that's what you usually have to do in order to get an Epic Games exclusive release up and running on Steam Deck. Heck, that's even fundamentally one of the very advantages of the open platform PC gaming remained throughout its history and set it apart from the more restrictive game consoles. I've accepted my fate and booted up my gaming PC, hoping that I would finally be able to unwind the day by exploring a post-apocalyptic LA. I kid you not, but I wasn't. Apparently even on PC, Denuvo completely blocked my access to the game and prevented me jumping in for the next 24 hours. While I kinda get why you would want to restrict access on new devices trying to authenticate multiple times, blocking the original instance seems like a pretty big stretch to me. Handheld gaming is on the rise, and given the supply of Steam Deck's new Aya Neo releases as well as the Asus ROG Ally probably arriving sooner than you might expect, its popularity will most likely further increase over time. For me personally, one of the major benefits of mobile PC gaming has always been the ability to take my game progress with me and dive back in, let's say on commute or in bed. Now imagine you've been locked out of that game for 24 hours you bought for your hard-earned money just because you wanted to play on different devices. Sounds bad, right? Add all the other downsides of a game utilizing Denuvo to that. Measurable performance trade-offs and always online requirements for single-player releases are actually just the tip of the iceberg here. And in the end, the paying customer suffers the most. Even the very reason why these DRM solutions became part of our daily life, to prevent digital content from being pirated, ends up fruitless, as games like Hogwarts Legacy have been cracked after just 2 weeks. But that's not enough. Cases of Denuvo being officially removed by devs and publishers, such as with Resident Evil Village just 2 weeks ago, often see a following spike in sales as well as increased game performance and stability across the board. So why bother your customers with this crap in the first place and not increase your sales by listening to your community instead? Just a thought. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. If you enjoy my content, check out the Deckverse Patreon to gain access to ad-free uploads, behind-the-scenes stuff and an exclusive area on our Discord channel. Thanks to all my Patreons for their support, especially the Tier 1 Dexplorers, Christian Govinda and Damir Tabakovic. And click on this video if you want to see how the next gen Witcher 3 runs on deck and which settings give you a near 60 FPS experience. Until next time, cheers!